Hello everyone, welcome to Cabbage Patch Soap. My name is Laura and today we are making Orchid soap. It's going to be a layered soap with mica lines, and we'll also be cutting this cranberry wood soap. Hi Barb, welcome! So I know Barb, you suggested doing a pink layered soap with the cinnamon fragrance, so we're going to do that one on Thursday. But I wanted to do this one first kind of as like a test to see how it comes out, and just to, that way when we go to make the one you suggested, we know for sure everything is in order. So we'll be doing 2 layered soaps. Also, I like the idea of the layered soap with the mica lines, and if this goes well and everything, what I may do is make like a series of it, make like I don't know, 3 or 4 soaps like that with the layered design. And I am trying to get this camera to straighten out. So I don't know if I'm going to be successful here, but we can always try. Okay, good enough, I guess. So this is the soap we made last time. Let me give it just a little more in frame here. Yeah, that's a little better. So we'll set this aside. These are the individual soaps that we made. Just going to loosen those up a little bit. I'm also going to pull out this main soap. So remember how this was almost like a pumpkin orange? And I was saying it was going to lighten up, and it did. So that's good that it did that. A little closer to what I was hoping for. I wanted a lighter color. Although, to be honest, that green looked really cool. So, okay, let me just pop this out so we can cut it. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Just going to push this out carefully. Yeah, this is coming out real easy. That's good. There we go. So that is how that soap looks. And yep. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this. I'm going to put it down on the slicer and move it forward because it's way back there. There we go. I think I need to move this camera a tiny bit more. It's just, I know it's hard for you guys to tell because you can't see the rest of the table, but it's way back there. Okay. That's better. The green came out very nice. Thank you. Yeah, it's a really nice green. All their greens are really cool. Okay, so here's what the individual bar looks like. And then this is the one that we made last time that I said was a little bit soft and I didn't want to pull it out. I wanted to wait until the soap was firm enough that it wouldn't get damaged when I pulled it out. Just going to carefully pop this out. There we go. So there's the dark color on the bottom, that dark blue. It smells really nice. And this is that one that had that like men's or gender neutral fragrance. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. Let me, I'll clean out a cavity just in case we need it for something. So the way we're going to have to do this one is, since Orchid is a floral, we're going to have to scent it 1 layer at a time. Hopefully that will be enough to make the layer firm up so we can pour the next layer on. And then so on and so on. I'm just cleaning this out. The soap crumbs out of here. Okay, that looks good. And I still need to get a mold for today's soap. I left it on the shelf, so I should go grab that real quick. And then we can, once I have that, we can go ahead and cut this. I'm going to put these on the shelf real quick. I figured I'd unmold them now so I didn't forget to do it later. But then later I'll feel like I forgot, like I'm forgetting I'm supposed to be doing something. But that is okay. Oh, and also, we made those coconut oil soaps as well. I had to cut them because they were ready to be cut in about, I don't know, about 2.5 hours or so. So I went ahead and just unmolded them and cut them. So I can show you how those turned out. Just a sec here. I'll just do those first so I don't get Mica all over them. All right, I'll get one of the flowers, get a couple of the blocks. So what I did was I cut the blocks in half and then turned them and cut them in half again. And here's one of the flowers. It's already like rock hard. And this is these are two of the blocks. So I just cut them in half this way and then in half this way. And that's what they look like inside. They're just plain white. Because of the coconut oil, they just turn white. And they're pretty much rock hard already. So these, I mean, they'll still benefit from your cure time, but they can easily be used right away. So they smell really nice. They've got that orange essential oil in there. And go ahead and set these on the shelf. Just a second here. All right, so I think we are, oh, let me get the mold and then we'll be ready to cut that. Okay, got our mold. Okay. You like the flower? Yeah, the flowers are really cute for that mold since they, I mean, for that type of soap. Since the coconut oil soap hardens up really nice, the details in the flower come out. They don't tend to like lose the details, so that's good. I'm always really happy with coconut oil soaps in that mold. All right, let's pull this down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And make sure it's lined up. Let's go. Okay, let's see how it looks on the inside. There we go. Okay, so we've got some neat swirls down here and over here. So that's the first bar. This smells really, really good. It's really tart. So if you like tart berries or tart cranberries, you'll like this one. Also, it does have like those hints of like blackberry notes. It's very, very good. So if you like blackberry vanilla, but you want something without the vanilla, this is a good one. And then this is the last one. That looks kind of cool. Like kites or something. Okay, and then this is how the tops look. Not sure if the camera's going to focus on it, but I'll try. And then these are the end pieces. I will cut these up and use them for samples. Is this one? This one's upside down. I was wondering. It's kind of neat how you can see the swirls where the swirl tool like went through and dragged the color down. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the shelf real quick. And I just need to move this one out of the way. There we go. Okay. I have the little individual bar there, so I'm going to move that one so that I can put these there. There we go. Now they can share. All right, and the samples. All right. Cool. Everything is on the shelf. I'm just going to clean off the soap size here. Looks like sharks to you. Yeah, I was thinking sharks or kites or something. I always like how the swirls come out because it's always a surprise. You never know what you're going to get. And a lot of times you get something like Stacy always finds shapes and things in them. Like faces or animals. Okay. Just setting this aside real quick. I'm just going to put this back on the shelf. So that is safe. And now we just need to get these pieces of soap. Okay. All right, so sharks and kites, exactly. Flying sharks. That's a terrifying idea. They're bad enough in the water. Okay. So first, let me show you what we're going to be doing. This fragrance is called Orchid, and this is a really nice floral. If you like florals, you'll probably love this. This is a really, really nice Sharknado. Yeah, exactly. It's a really nice floral. Not super overpowering, but it has a very elegant smell to me. I really like it. We're going to be trying some Mica lines. I've got this Maya Gold, and we'll be using one of these little like sieve things to put it on. I usually use my little mica pump, but I want to try this and see if it like gives us a better line. The only danger with these is that if you put too much mica on in between the lines or in between the layers, it can cause the layers to separate, but we will see what happens. Then I've got this purple, and I don't use this purple very often. It's called Northern Lights. It's also by Nurture Soap, and I like it, but I just haven't used it a lot, so I want to try it in this soap. I want to see how it looks, especially since I'll be adding some white to it. Here's the white. We'll be adding some white, and I just want to see how it looks in the soap doing like a gradient. And anyways, I'll set these aside. If you want any of these colors, I do have a affiliate link down below for Nurture Soap. It doesn't cost you anything extra to use it, but it does help me out. So there is that. And then I did decide to go ahead and melt the oils ahead of time for the soap. They haven't had a whole lot of time to cool off yet, just a little bit. But I didn't want to do that method, the heat transfer method, for this because we're doing not really a super complicated design, but one that I don't want the batter to move too quickly. And we're also going to be using a floral, which is going to make it move even quicker. And I think I'm going to save this. I was going to set it aside, but I think actually we can maybe use it to help mix in the mica, because I have my whisk here. But anyway, so look at this. And I got the lye water already made up also. It's been cooling over here. So hopefully the soap won't move too fast. I'll have a little more control over it. Also, like I said, I do want the lower layers to harden up before the top layer is poured on. And I'm hoping I can manage that with the fragrance, because the florals tend to accelerate things. Beautiful purple. Yeah, thank you, Barb. I like their purples. Sometimes purples can turn gray in soap, but theirs don't do that typically. So haven't had any bad purples from them. I'm gonna go ahead and put my face shield on real quick. Okay. Let's see. I think what I want to do is do like the darker purple on the bottom and have it go up to a lighter purple. And we'll just add a little purple and a little white to everything. Sometimes I add like the purple to the oil itself and then just add a little bit of white to lighten it slightly for each layer. But we'd have to add so much white to overpower, because the purple is kind of like a really bold color. We'd have to add so much white that I'm afraid that the layers as they go up will start to get a little bit too much oil in them. So I think what we'll do is just kind of adjust how much white and purple we add to each layer and just do it individually. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with, we'll just mix the lye water in with the oils. I'll mix it in a little bit, and then we'll divide it out into these little containers I have off to the side here, and then start adding the colors. And then if this does well, I'm sure it will, but if I like the results, we'll do the same thing for the pink with the cinnamon on Thursday. Otherwise, I will try a different method. But I mean, I've done mica lines and ombres and things before, so. And I don't know if that cinnamon accelerates or not, so we will see. And I don't want this super duper blended, and we're going to be blending it more when we add the color and fragrance, so I'm going to stop there for just a second so I can get the cups brought over. I know it's not fully mixed yet. We're just bringing the cups over. So we got these and this. And I'll move this out of the way. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and give this another quick little mix. Okay, and then quickly we will pour it into these containers. So do a little bit in each one. And then I can add more as you need. I'm sorry if my hand's blocking here. I gotta move. Okay, I'm trying to make them roughly equal. Okay, there's a little bit more in this one that I was holding, so I'll add a little more to each one. Okay. Yep, that looks good. This one though, tiny bit. Okay, good enough. All right, so we'll start with moving these out of the way. I'm putting this mold here, and so we'll go ahead and do the dark purple first. I'm going to take this out of here. I have to move fast because I don't know how quick this batter is going to set up on me today. Okay. And this is going to be the darkest purple, or the most bold purple, I guess. This is not like a super dark purple, but it is really bold and pretty. Okay, so we'll add that. First, let me mix the color in. Okay, that's a nice purple. I always want to make sure it's opaque enough that we're not going to get like a translucentness to it at all, and I don't think we will. That looks good. Also, I'm going to bring this individual mold over because I'm not going to be able to fit all of these in there, so I need to make sure I have this set aside. Okay, move this out of here. Okay, we're going to pour most of this. Oh, with the fragrance. Let's do that. Fragrance. The whole point of this is just to do it this way. Okay, so there's a little bit more. Okay. Okay, there. I can only go by I probably could have weighed this out beforehand, but it's not going to matter. Okay, this is going to hopefully start thickening up really quick because of that fragrance. Can you see? Okay, I can feel that it's starting to give some resistance more than before, so get the air bubbles out. Yeah, this smells really good. It's like a very fresh, clean floral. Okay, I'm just going to pour most of that in here. Leave a little bit behind. And I know I just did that. I'm going to get the drips up. That way there's no like drips of different colors going down the side. And then I'm just going to use this to scrape it into the mold here. I'll put the rest of that in there. Okay. So maybe we'll end up with accidentally have two layered soaps here. Okay. That looks good. Enough. Well, I hate wasting it, but I know like the more I fiddle with it, the more chances there are of the design not working out. Okay. Now I got to do the gold. So let's get this out. And what I'll do for this one anyway, I can kind of, can I balance it? Yeah, okay. I'll use the handle of this fork here and just get a little bit of mica on there. We're just going to see. I'll put some of it on there. We're just going to kind of shake it, get it to go all the way around the soap. Oh, that's right. And the other reason I don't like to do this is kind of wasteful. You end up using a ton of mica, but that's okay because I don't do this very often. So let's get a little more. Trying to get in that corner. Okay. I don't want to fuss with this too much. Probably what I should do for the next one is put the gold in like one of those little cups that I use, and that way I don't have to fish it out of the bag every time. Okay, this is looking good. pretty well covered. Got all the corners. Okay, good. Okay. And it's already starting to thicken. Perfect. Okay, so now let's do the next one. This one we're going to do the same as before with the purple, but also add in some of this white. I don't need a lot because we just need it to be slightly lighter than the previous color. Purple and gold are your colors. Yeah, they look so nice together. Okay, I think that's roughly what we put in last time. Okay, and then we get this whisk. Now it's already firming up, but because I'm adding that white that has the olive oil in it, it'll help it loosen back up again a little bit. Okay, so that's way lighter than I was going for. So let's add a little bit more purple. We'll do just back and forth, white, purple, white, purple, white, purple until... Actually, no, that's a terrible idea. Okay, that's better. I'm just checking it with this one we have on the side, and this looks really good. So this is a nice, like, next level of lightness. Okay, I'll set that here. Fragrance. That's good. Okay. The whisk that in. And for like half a second or so, this will loosen up because of the fragrance, but then it starts to like seize, usually. Okay, before that gets too thick, I'm going to pour it over the top of this layer, which as you can see is already starting to set up, which is exactly what I wanted because it's very frustrating when you have layers and they thicken up. And the reason I'm pouring it onto the spatula, so it's not just poured directly onto that lower layer and then it like can dent it or whatever. It's very annoying. Okay, so next we're going to level this out, set it aside, and then put this on the sample bar. I'm not going to bother with gold on the this individual bar here because, like, as you can see, the clock is working against us, and that's right, blame the clock. But basically, we don't have a lot of time to fiddle with it. Okay, then where do we go with the gold? I'm going to try just putting this gold straight in. Hopefully I don't dump it, but okay. So now it's a dangerous activity here. Okay, a little more. Okay. I might have to blow off some of the excess that's on there because it's, you don't want this to be too thick. A little bit more. There's a couple of like patchy spots. It's not going to matter probably in the end, but whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh well. Okay, I'm about to cover this whole room in gold by blowing on it. But like that little spot there and there, it's definitely worth blowing the excess off of that because you don't want that piling up on there. So I think I will when we do the pink one, I will go back to using my little sprayer because this works, but because I'm doing so many mica lines, I feel like it's asking for trouble, basically. Okay, next one. More white than last time. Okay, and where to go? The whisk. Okay, this looks good. Some purple, but less than last time. Okay, I don't know if that's less, but we can add more white if we need to. Yeah, that's pretty close to the last one. Oh wait, let me level this out. There we go. Oops, stay over there, soap. Okay, add a little more white. We'll just add a little bit at a time until it gets, yeah, that's better. That's lighter. Okay. And the fragrance. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Should I get the bubbles and stuff out of there? Alright, let's pour this on top. can see how full this layer is. Make sure we have enough to fill the mold, because that last color will go right on top. All right. Yeah, it looks about right. Okay. Now I'm going to scrape this out into the individual bar. Just going to fill this up here. All right. I'll level this one out. Okay. And then we'll try again with this. Pour a little in here. Probably what I should be doing is like filling it up over here and then carrying it over so that the stuff that falls through doesn't just go straight down. Yeah, that seems to work better. And I'll probably do it from higher up and just see if that, yeah, that makes a big difference. Okay. Okay, that looks way better. I'm going to turn it to make sure I get all the sides. Okay. I think that's how we need to do it from now on. We have a little left over. All right. Let's get this last layer done. This is a huge mess though. Okay, look how solid this is. But we're going to add everything and it should loosen up. So here's the white. We're going to need quite a bit of that. Yep, see, loosened right up. And then it's like sour cream or something. Okay, and then a tiny bit of the purple. We only want a little bit because we want it to be lighter than that. So, oops. Oops. That looks gray, so we need more purple. Okay, and take this face shield off of it because you cannot see what this color is looking like. It's really faint. Okay, let's do a little more. Oops, that was more than I meant to, but that's okay. That's what I get for not using my little spatula thingies. When I'm in a hurry, I tend to just forego all safety measures. Okay, this is definitely lighter than the previous purple, but because they're kind of close, I'm going to stop here because I don't think it will. I don't think I can get it much lighter without it being like almost white. So let's pour in the rest of this. And we can pour it on top. Yeah, this is nice. If you like clean, like really nice clean florals, you'll like this one. So pretty. Like, yeah, the sprayer is much more efficient. Yeah, it is. Looks like lavender. Yep. Favorites are purple and green. And a gold. Yeah. I have a really pretty green. I think you might have seen me use it. It's a green with a gold like speckles. It's called High Society. I get that one from Nurture Soap also, and I use it quite a bit when I want a green that has a little bit something extra. It's really pretty. Okay, so that turned out pretty close to perfect. Let me just scrape the rest of this off into here so I can get it kind of full, and then we will tap out any air bubbles. Well, the gold from the sides is covering it. Oh, nice. Okay, so that filled it perfectly. Let me get the little scrapings off of here. And, oh yeah, when you put them together, you can tell this one's lighter, so that's good. That's good. All right, and this just about fills that. So this was good. This worked out perfect. Let me just go ahead and put the gold on top of here. You know what we could do is like swirl the top so it's not, because I don't think just the gold on top, because it's got the lines in there. Let's stop here and I'll do and what I'll do with the rest of this gold is put it on top of this individual bar. That way nothing gets wasted. Put it on top of here. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Think. There we go. So this little individual bar will get some gold on top of it. There we go. And this has gold on it already. Let me go get my little swirl tool. You have a green gold mica used in resin? Yeah. The nice thing about resin is you really can see the colors. Like they really pop out. And sometimes in soap, because the soap is opaque, it loses a little bit of the dimension from the colors. But what I like about that is you start, when you wash with the soap, it makes the the water is more transparent, and then you see the colors, and it's so cool. All right, so let's do like my usual like swirl like this, and see how that looks. Okay, then we'll go this way. Okay, that looks pretty good. So you got kind of like a design on top instead of it just being gold, because the layers, I mean the mica lines in between are just gold. Hi Patty, welcome. So I'm going to set these aside. I need to clean up this mess. And we will definitely do the pink one on Thursday. I have to go get the cinnamon fragrance out. I have it. I just have to get it off my shelf. And then I was debating, you were saying like a red to pink, so I was debating which pink to use. I have a couple different ones. Let me get this in here. But now that I know this is working, like what we just did, like this is doable very easily, just messily. Yeah. I don't know. I may go back to the sprayer. The only thing with the sprayer is the mica line is really thin, so it's not nearly as noticeable as it is with doing it this way. But we'll see when we cut the soap, because I can make that decision on Thursday when I go to make the soap. We'll cut this, and if I see any problems with like separation or anything weird like that, then we'll just go back to the sprayer. But okay, let me put these two out of the way here. Yeah, everything is everything is covered in gold, which is not really a bad thing, but could definitely be worse. You like the soap cut? Yeah, it came out kind of cool. I'm hoping it'll that one that we just cut today. I'm kind of hoping that it continues to kind of morph and change as it cures. That I remember that fragrance. Now that I had used it on Monday or on Thursday, last Thursday. I remember the last time I used it, it did the same thing. It turned that bright orange color, and I was like, "Whoa!" But it smells good, so it's like, who cares? It's bright orange, but it mellowed out after it had sat on the shelf for a while. But yeah, for people who like blackberry and cranberry and tart berry scents, that one's a good one. Set this aside. Oh, also, I'm going to be doing the email, sending everybody the emails probably tomorrow. That is planned. So look for the email tomorrow. It's going to have the information about the sale, and there'll be like a special like coupon code that I only send to people on my list, on my email list. So if you haven't signed up and you want that, go ahead, and down below there should be a link that says something like, sign up for the discount code or whatever. It probably will say something like get 10% off, but that's the one that you get automatically for signing up. But then I'll use that same list as where I get the emails, so the email addresses to send to you guys. So just make sure it's an email address that you'll be able to check, and I'll send it to you. Yes, coupon codes, exactly. Patty, if everybody would like the video, I appreciate that. It's not necessary for them to like my video, but I appreciate even just watching. So, but yeah, it looks like so far it looks like this soap has been a success. So we'll see what it looks like when we go to cut it. I want to take off some of this gold around the edge so it doesn't get all over when I walk from here to the kitchen. Look at that. It's like, I love mica because it's almost like having, it just feels like metal, like the um like you would expect that to be metal, but it's not. It's just powder. It's such a pretty color. I want to do some other experiments with mica, like see what kind of things we can make with it, just because it's so pretty. I know it's good in resin, and I know it's good in Like people will add it to paintings and things like that, but I want to try some other ideas. There is one thing I used to make that I used micas in, and I may try making some more and showing you guys if it turns out, but I haven't made it in a few years, and we'll see. It's kind of a silly thing, but it's like fun, and like I don't care that it's silly, so yeah, there's that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. I'm sorry, Patty. I'm not doing it on purpose, I swear. I'll try to give you guys a better heads up. It was a little bit delayed this time. I wanted to have already have done this like I don't know, like a week or so ago. But I had so many extra things to list. It just has been taking me forever because I had to do all the photography and because I had to put a picture up so you can see what it is. And and then in the middle of that, I had a couple big orders and just stuff like on the side that just ended up. It's funny. It's like, oh yeah, I can get it all done. It's like, yeah, I can, but then I I don't get to sleep, so you end up running out of hours in the day. It's amazing. So maybe what I need is a better awareness of time elapsing so that I know how much time I actually have to do things. How long have I been making soaps? It's been about 5 years, I think, since I've been making them to sell. But yeah, there's so much to learn. I don't feel like I've even made a dent. There's so much that you can do with soap that I just haven't yet, just because I can't do everything as much as I'd like to. But anyways, so I'm hoping um the next one, now that I've got, it's hard to explain, but basically now that I've got everything, pretty much everything like up in the shop ready to go, when I go to do more of those, like if I make more of something that's similar, it'll be easier to post it than it is to like make a whole new listing just because of the way it works when you make listings. So I can't believe how long it took. Every time I think, oh, this is going to be like a 1 hour project, 2 hour project, it ends up taking me days. You've learned a lot, Barb. I'm so glad. I'm glad I'm able to like teach somebody something. It's a lot of fun. I think it's fun to learn new stuff. Helps us like kind of like branch out and try new things. Yeah, I do make a little bit more than just soap. I make well, I've got the car freshies, the little like air freshener things for your car. I'm gonna be putting a whole bunch of new car freshies actually. That's part of what's delaying me is I've got like 300 different designs that I have to like individually list. So but yeah, I got those going up. I have the salt sizzlers. I have what else did I make in there? Sometimes I'll do like bath salt or body butter and stuff like that. And I've got a couple other projects that I'm kind of like amping up to do. But like I said, I usually I sit down to do them and I realize it's already 3 in the morning. I'm like, oh, it's bedtime. So I'm gonna have to wait until I have a little bit more spare time. Yeah, bath salts. Yeah, and body butter. Yeah, I have. I actually still have some of the body butter I made last time, but because um in when it's hot out, I don't like to ship it because it will definitely melt. So now that the weather is starting to cool off, I mean, I'm willing to ship it as long as people are willing to accept the fact that like it's probably going to melt. It doesn't matter if it melts; you just stick it in the fridge for a few hours until it solidifies again, and then you can use it. But it just doesn't have that like fluffy whipped texture that it does when you first make it because it melted. But the stuff that I have is not melted. It just I know that if I ship it right now, it's probably going to melt. Anywhere in the southern states, it's going to melt before it gets there. Is this a full-time job for you? It is, but I also have other like part-time jobs. I just pretty much work all the time. But this is probably the closest thing that I have to full-time just because it literally takes me the entire day to do it, because this I do one of these videos, but there's a lot of prep I have to do beforehand. And then the soaps have to be, cured and everything, and then I have to package them, I have to do the photography, I have to list them, and then if I do anything like new or different, like the car freshies and stuff that I started doing, that's a whole new a whole other process. And then there's all the other things too that like nobody ever sees, like inventory, ordering things, just a lot of stuff that just goes on that you have to kind of keep on top of. But I enjoy it. I enjoy the whole thing. Yeah. Yep. It's just kind of what you got to do sometimes. But anyways, I am going to go ahead and put this in the oven. I want this to, what I do is, in case you guys are wondering about the oven thing, I put the oven on its lowest setting. I put this in the oven, and then when the oven beeps and lets me know that it's come up to temperature, I turn off the heat and I just leave the door shut. So you're not trying to cook the soap. You're making the oven warm so that the soap has a better chance of going through gel. And then you just, like I said, you turn it off. You turn off the oven so that it doesn't, because you don't want to cook it. You don't want it to overheat, because if you make it too hot, then you have a chance of it doing that volcano thing. Remember I showed you guys the volcano thing with the coconut soap in that last live? And I don't want that to happen on some of these soaps where we do like the pretty designs on the inside, because it can not always, but it can sometimes mess up the design. I'm the best. Here's a nice fatty. Thank you. I don't know if I'm the best, but the best at getting distracted, baby. Yeah, Barb, it's a lot of work, but it's like, how like if you enjoy something, you don't really notice the work. It's kind of like that. It's like, I just have to make sure I'm here and I have the stuff ready and everything, and I just sort of, I don't know. I think because I enjoy it, it's not. I'm not over here like complaining about it, but it keeps me out of trouble. Yeah, yeah. When you don't even have time to get in trouble because you're, always doing something, which I don't mind. Um, I'd rather be doing something constructive, so it works out for me. But oh yeah, so what you do is you warm up the oven, you put this in the oven, you turn it off, and you just let it sit overnight, and then that should help the soap go through gel. Because it's a floral, a lot of times they overheat. So probably what I'll do is just kind of keep an eye on it. If I see it like cracking, I might leave the oven door open or something. But most of the time with this recipe that I use, I don't get a lot of severe cracking. Usually the worst is like what you saw on that soap I cut today, the cranberry woods, where it had like a little bit of a crack across the top, and that's it. It doesn't hurt the soap. It just, it's just an aesthetics thing. Yeah, if you like what you do, it's not a job. That's very true. Yeah, do what you love. It helps. It really does, because sometimes it's just hard. Like if you have a job that you hate, it's just hard to like get up and make yourself go just so that you can be miserable for a set number of hours, and then you can go home and just feel awful because you felt miserable all day. It's like that's not really a life. So if you can get something, like I know not everybody can, but if you can get something that's not that, then you'll be a lot happier. Probably. Yeah. So I think your dad was right about that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven, guys, and then I will be back on Thursday. We'll do that cinnamon soap, and I love the cinnamon fragrance. It smells so good. So I've used it in a lot of different things. I made car freshies out of the cinnamon too. It smells so nice. So if you like cinnamon, if you like that like spicy cinnamon scent, then you'll like the soap. So I'm going to get that set up for Thursday, and I'll decide on the pink. I've been going back and forth about which pink to use, but I think I have an idea of what to do. So again, we're going to see how this turns out, and then we'll decide how the gold Mica lines are going to do. And I'm going to ramble on forever. So anyways, I'll see you guys Thursday. You guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great evening.